Hi, I'm Max Moffat, and I'm a first year business management student at Leeds Beckett, and this is my UMC vlog. In this vlog, I will be talking about what influences me as a consumer and my purchasing behaviour while relating this to the different marketing approaches. As a general consumer, Gosney and Richardson 2010 believed that the decision-making process was split up into 6 parts. The first step in the consumer decision-making process is problem recognition. What problem recognition is identifying an issue and how the new purchase would improve that issue, as there has to be a need for the product or service. I chose to explore my consumer buying behaviour when buying clothing online. I personally use ASOS, which is a British online fashion and cosmetic retailer, which launched in 2000 in London. It's primarily aimed at young adults, which is why it appeals to myself. The website also sells over 850 brands as well as its own range. As there is a definite need for the product to meet my physiological needs for warmth, which is Maslow's hierarchy of needs. When buying clothing online, for me this would come under limited problem solving. As a consumer, I do not have a lot of time to search rigorously and evaluate the alternatives of the same product, as I use simple decision-making rules to arrive at a purchase decision. As for me, buying clothing is not a regular purchase. I'm influenced by what is shown in front of me on the website, and I can see the alternatives which are similar. The second stage of the consumer decision-making process is the information search, which also ties into self-concept approach. Even though I use limited problem solving, I still take into account the self-concept approach, which is how one perceives themselves and their behaviour. This is why self-concept theory applies when buying clothing online, as the way we dress and present ourselves and how we want to be perceived by others influences the products or services we buy. When buying a product, I would consider what is in fashion at the current time, as the product can act as a symbol for the consumer, which is why customers sometimes spend more money on a particular item, as this can make us feel good about ourselves. At this stage, this is where I, as the consumer, would gather information to make an informed decision on the purchase. When looking at the second stage, the information search, what consumers generally look at are trends and friends recommending a product, which can greatly influence consumer buying behaviour. In step 3, the information evaluation, when using ASOS, it is very easy to see other brands and alternatives before purchasing, as there is a wide range of brands and different clothing styles all on one page, which makes it easier as a consumer to decide what I want and what I think is best for me. When looking at the alternatives, one might consider an item of clothing from Ted Baker to hold more value and worth rather than a similar product which is sold by ASOS's own brand, which links in again to the self-concept theory, when consumers are willing to pay more for a certain brand to give off a symbol of wealth or prestige. Step 4, the purchase decision. After deciding which product I wanted to purchase, which was this polo top from Hollister, and how this made me feel, this personally made me feel more confident and happy, as the fitting and size is just right for myself, and this also meets my physiological needs for warmth, as the item of clothing can provide that. And I also personally like the brand Hollister, as I feel part of their community, as the brand is aimed at consumers my similar age, which means their needs and wants would be similar to mine, which means the products are designed with the consumer in mind. The final step is the post-purchase feedback. Would I buy the same product again? I personally would not buy the same product again, as there would not be a need to buy the same product, but I would consider similar items, as in different designs or colours of the same clothing. I would also consider buying from Hollister again, as I was happy with the purchase, which means I'm more likely to buy from them again, as I have had a good experience and I can correlate this with the brand and their brand image. And this is also important for when buying in the future, as I might be more swayed towards that than another brand. And also, thank you for watching.